We are finally starting the process of putting the powerglide in Royce's 1300 horsepower nitrous fed, pro charge fed C5 Corvette. John has already started tearing into it. We got to get this whole rear section down out of the car so we can put this beautiful piece of machinery in here. We talked to the guys at RPM, told them what kind of power this thing makes and what our goals are. They sent us over this beautiful pallet of parts. So what we have here is a 2-speed powerglide with RPM's 9-inch conversion. I don't remember what gear we got in the back of this thing, but I will tell you before we wrap this thing up. So we got our RPM torque tube, we've got our axles, and we've got our QuickTime bell housing, and our converter, and got our ratchet shifter, everything, just complete package to put it into the car and convert this thing from a 6-speed manual to a 2-speed auto. So jump starting and getting everything disconnected, and I'm going to take you guys along for this journey to convert this thing, this nasty little Corvette, into a powerglide. It's been a struggle getting this thing out of the hole, and the last time we were out at the track with it, see if I can't sneak under here, the differential broke. I don't know if y'all can see the fluid, but these shit cracked. Once we get this unit out of here, this is an RPM level 6 tranny, I think, which will be up for sale if anybody's interested. The trans is in perfect condition, it just snapped the diff. So stick with us, stay tuned. Let's get back to our nitrous. Alright guys, so as you can see from those runs, the nitrous is working, everything's activating as it should. So we've got a little shot in there, I think it's like a 40 or 50 shot, just making sure everything's working so you can see the baseline hit versus the nitrous hit. Now this is a progressive and I'm still working on the curve, so that, and we're doing a little bit of heat. It's not super hot, but our intake air temps are about 110. So, but you can see clearly when the nitrous is engaging, and then through the run. So now that we're sure everything's working, we're gonna go ahead and swap the pills out and put a 100 shot in this thing. So let's do that now. Okay guys, so we're gonna change this thing out to a 100 shot. So we'll go ahead and change our fuel and our nitrous out. For a 100 shot on this plate system, you're going to go with a 0.052 on the nitrous and then a 0.023 on fuel. So let's go ahead and change those out. Let's get it, dude. as you guys seen, she hit that time nice and hard. So there's an example of our baseline run, no spray, and then with our hunter shot. Still gonna work on the curve a little bit, but looks good. Probably make 1 or 2 more changes and then take this thing out on the street. Unfortunately, I know that Nitto on the back is not gonna hold a almost, let me see, yeah, almost 600 foot-pounds of torque slam onto it. So we're gonna definitely gonna have to work on the progressiveness of the shot, but everything is working. It's looking good. It's gonna wrap this one up. I'll probably record the run in the morning, but then this joker is going back home. Moving right along with this week, we've got our 6.4 swap Pro Charge. Used to have a big old Kenny Bell on it, but now has a Pro Charger Challenger on the dyno. Gonna get to start tuning on that here shortly. So that car's all wrapped up, going home. And then we don't want to talk about why Blurple's in the shop, but we'll walk over here. John is working on Bilau's car, where we are installing a set of Texas Speed long tubes and a Boiler Attack exhaust. So once he gets the car back up in the air, I'll show you guys his progress on that. If you guys remember this car, I'll post a link up here somewhere. This is the car that we did the drop-in pistons and rods with the Pro Charger. That everybody on the internet got all butthurt that we didn't put a cam in it. But everybody has their own things that they like, and this customer decided not to put a cam in this car, so we did not. But moving right along, we are slowly finding a few issues with the 6.4 with the 6.1 manifold Pro Charge setup. The unfortunate side of this is could be dealing with a crappy used part. Sometimes that happens. Trying to figure out, I believe there is an intake leak somewhere on the car, so we're about to smoke test it. Look at that. Brian's car. Got our long tubes all installed and our boiler system installed. You see, those are not connected yet. Texas Speed shorted us some parts. No worries, they're getting it taken care of. It's being shipped to us, and then we've got to make a little mid-pipe connection there, and then that one will be wrapped up. And then Royce's vet, we've got the trans out of it. We just finished cleaning up the subframe. But as you can see right there, the diff is broken. So we got a few more parts to take off this thing, and then we'll start putting on our new goodies. And as you can see, got our little homemade smoke machine. Fuck that $1,500 Johnny out the Snap-on truck. Get you a pickle jar, soldering iron, and some fittings. Anyways, look, we got smoke sneaking out from underneath the intake. So most likely, you know, these 6.1 manifolds are split design underneath. You're able to take apart the lower half. And we're gonna stick an inspection camera down there and find out exactly where it's leaking from, just to make sure it's not between the intake and the block. But we're thinking it's probably that plate underneath the manifold. So we're gonna check that out, and I'll check back in with you guys and let y'all know what we find. Alright guys, so as we bring this week to a close, let me show you a few things before I wrap this video up. So as you can see, we got the rear bumper off our C5 project. We have the entire drive line out of it in preparation for the powerglide. Right now we're pulling the back end off of it because we're going to go ahead and get our parachute mount done. Since we got the drive line out of the way, any extra stuff with cabling, poking holes, whatever is necessary, we're going to address it now. So we're going to go ahead and do our parachute mount and get that back together before we start with our powerglide install. Our Blouse car, a 392, did a set of Texas speed 2-inch long tubes on it, is all wrapped up. Threw it back on the dyno, made over 600 horsepower and like 570 some foot-pounds of torque. So it's nice and happy and ready to go home. Forrest's car, it wouldn't be in this video, it might be in some videos past, maybe in this week's video, I don't know. We did a built motor on that one, stock turbo, stock everything else. That car's got a ton of miles on it, he drives it everywhere. That one's all wrapped up. Last thing we did was we put a Rage Tech, the clutch rod upgrade. We did the clutch rod upgrade on it, so it's all ready to go. Unfortunately, the other car that we pro charged, the 13 Challenger that we pro charged, when it was on the dyno, started having a problem with the charging system. So we got the car, whoop, almost fell on the dyno. We got that car over here on the lift. We're gonna get that addressed first thing on Monday. Let's figure out what's going on with the charging system on this car. And look, we got a new fan. This motherfucker blows some air, boy. Keep John nice and cool. We don't want him sweating too bad. Also, we brought this Challenger in this morning and we pulled the tranny out of it. It had a front pump seal leak on the NAG 1. So, waiting on the part. It'll be here Tuesday. So we'll get that one back together and get on back to its home. But that's going to do it for this week. Hope you guys enjoy the video and the content. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace.